What up, boys? Today we are going to be filming, we're going over a potential Airbnb. This will be my 10th Airbnb. Honestly, the whole reason I'm picking it up, I'm a little bored, I'll be honest, alright? I set up my 9th around 2 months ago. Figured it's about time to maybe pick up another property if all the numbers check out. Also, just wanted to show you guys what we've been doing over this weekend. It was Thanksgiving. It's now, I think it's December 1st, right? Yeah, it's December 1st now. Over the weekend, boys, I'll try not to crash. We had a bunch of people book on Friday. On Friday, we got someone for 5 nights. We got this person to extend their stay. We got another 2 bookings over yesterday and today. So far in the month, boys, we are at...
How did we end November? How did we end November?
Let's see what we made it in November. So, for November, right at around 29K. It's almost $1,000 every day, boys. That's insane, all right? Obviously, not profit, that's revenue. And then, so far this month, we've made $50. Let's go! No, I'm just kidding. We got another 8K coming up. This month, since it's a little slower, it's December, it's typically slow in my area, especially because of winter and everything. Probably be at around 20, maybe 25K. But we'll see. Anyways, I'll see you guys probably at the Airbnb.
Wait, so you want to go tour your other Airbnb that just got cleaned?
Yeah, so we're about an hour early than when I'm supposed to check out this new property. Just wasn't paying attention, man. So I figured my cleaners just texted me. They said one of the apartments is cleaned. So we're gonna go tour that in the meantime as well. Okay, so it's actually gonna be that one right there, I think. Lot number 24.
Where do you see 24?
I saw 25 right there.
Huh? I don't even...
There's lot number 21.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
Am I tripping?
What does that one say?
That says 16. Some of them don't have lot numbers.
Bruh.
The thing is, the address is 467 though. 67.
So, dude, like, I freaking hate college. And you said you chose an easy major just to, like, do whatever you want?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, obviously I have brown parents, right? So they were gonna make me go to college regardless. And to me, I was like, alright, if I pick the easiest major, marketing degree, right? Mad easy. Absolutely 0 IQ required for it, if I'm being completely honest.
And you didn't have to do accounting too, right?
No, exactly. I had no hard class, literally no hard classes. Any of the hard classes that I did have, I took them online, so I basically just cheated on everything. It was light work, right? Still got the degree. And I
heard you also did some, was it clapping classes?
Yeah, I did, so there's basically, before I graduated, I had like 5 or 6 credits that I needed in order to graduate. And I wish I had known this earlier. You can just take this online test called CLEP. I think it's CLEP. Literally did not study for it, took it, and got like 6 credits right off the get-go, and then I was good to graduate. So basically, I chose the easiest major with literally no hard classes, and if they were hard, I'd just do them online. And the reason I did that is because I knew I would never work a 9 to 5, right? I never wanted to use my degree, but still making my parents happy, still had plenty of time to actually work on whatever I wanted. That's the strat, boys, that's the strat, all right? Take the most low IQ major, especially if you know you're never gonna work a 9 to 5. And I'm not saying be retarded, right? Don't be a stupid person. While you're doing that easy major, don't be out here going on parties and whatnot. I mean, you can party a little, but like, you know, up to you. But at least be locked in, all right? At least be locked in. At least have something that you're working on where you don't have to use that marketing major, essentially, which is exactly what I did. Still made my parents happy. Still don't work a 9 to 5, though. So that's the strat. So this is the building where I have 3 apartments. I would say this building right here is probably one of the nicer ones. Anyways, let's go in and I'll show you guys.
What a nice view.
Amazing view right here.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, this area is where I keep most of my cleaner supplies. So you guys can tell that all there. It's my cleaner stuff. Doesn't look pretty, but gets the job done.
Wait, this is actually your cleaner stuff?
This is all my cleaner stuff, yeah, so...
Just in the public stair area?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, residents always need a code here, plus there's cameras around anyways. But yeah, we got the towels, we got a whole bunch of stuff, trash bags, conditioner, alright? But yeah, anyways, let's get to the nice part, the actual Airbnb. And this one's nice too, this one's actually one of my favorites.
So you have 3 units in this building, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
And then
the first one's actually on this ground floor. We're actually about to pass it, I'll just point it out. There's someone in there right now though.
So 2 of them are booked?
Oh yeah, two of them are booked, and then there's someone coming into this empty one tomorrow. So that right there is my first one. That's on the ground floor. There's four floors in the building. I have one on the first, second, and third. So we're gonna go to the second floor actually. Let's check out that one.
Cool. Check out storage, fitness room, rooftop deck. This a thing?
Oh yeah, 100%. We can even we'll probably check out the rooftop deck.
Nice.
Just 'cause it's kind of nice.
So it has like a gym in this building as well.
We'll check out the fitness room. We'll also go to the rooftop. Those are the 2 biggest amenities out of here. So this is actually not a smart lock. The apartment, since they have very specific locks, usually what they'll do is they'll let me actually like change the locks. For this one they didn't though. So there's a key fob that scans that, and then you can go in. Since they didn't let me change the locks, I just put the keys in here, put it in the lockbox, and then guests can come in. And it scans like that.
And how do you leave the key box? Like,
So I always keep the key in the lockbox. People come here, they have a code to actually put in there, and then they get access there. But it's basically like a smart lock, you know, but there's just like a little bit of manual.
So do you just hang it on the doorknob?
Yeah, so it's always hanged over here. My cleaners have the same code, guests have the same code. If they need to get an extra one, like there's a front desk lady, she can always give them extras, but in general, so this is always here. I've never had it stolen. I've had this unit for about a year now too, so far it's been alright.
Nice.
This right here is a corner studio. The reason I say corner is just right at the corner of the building. We got windows there, windows there. Got this sexy accent wall right over here too. I mean, this whole place, if I lived here, I'd be one happy person, alright? Like, this is just gas to me. We got a nice little cheap dining table. I think we got it from Amazon for like $150. We always give parking permits because this entire building is actually very locked down. Like, they're very strict with everything. Access, parking. So if anyone wants to park out in that parking lot right there, I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not.
Let's check out the view.
Yeah. Alright, so let's just redo the tour, start right from the beginning, alright? So, we came in through there. Right over here, we have the laundry, we got the washer and the dryer. Keep in mind, most of the time, apartment buildings or homeowners, they should always provide that. If they don't, they're kind of whack for it, and it's something you can definitely ask, just because it's like a basic amenity, you know? Like, how are you gonna move into a house without a washer and dryer? Then to the right, honestly, bathroom is insane on this building too, or in this apartment. Basic bathroom over here, but then we have nice black tile on the shower. Goes kind of crazy actually. I always, for all of my guests, always provide them shampoo, conditioner, body wash. The reason I don't give them full bottles is because some guests are actually pretty stupid, right? They'll always take advantage where they can. They'll straight up just take the entire bottle of shampoo if I leave it out. So we have containers now. Obviously, most of the stuff that you see, that you guys see in the kitchen, like the fridge, this was all already provided. I did not have to like spend money on it or anything. This was all bought. Pretty much all of these things were bought. All the big items like the stove, the dishwasher, I'm trying to think, the microwave. Most of the expensive stuff was already given.
Did you buy the table as well?
Yeah, the table, the bed, the sofa, everything you guys are seeing over there. All the furniture was pretty much bought from me, obviously using business credit cards. That way I was $0 out of pocket.
How much did you spend on all the furniture and...
So on this studio, I think I spent about 3.5K or 4K.
4K?
Yeah, like 4K to be conservative. Yeah, I'm not remembering right off the top of my head. But this unit literally broke even in 2 months. It made
2 months?
Yeah, in 2 months, broke even. And then everything after that, it's been around 12 months since I got that. Since I got this property. And it's just been 10 months of just profit, you guys. And I think this one averages, I think it's either 2 or 3K a month. I think it's actually 2K a month, definitely on the lower end, but
2K in profit, or
2K in profit every single month.
so how much revenue totally
Revenue
brings?
is usually around 35 to 40,000, which isn't bad. But my profit margins on this property are around 50 to 60%. So yeah, around 2, a little bit more than 2 maybe.
So you're saying 40,000 per year?
In revenue, yeah, per year.
From this property alone?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then profit is like 25, yeah, around 25K. So it's not bad margins on a property that I don't even own, you know? Like, I'll take that any day.
Nice.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, you guys. All right, boys. We toured the apartment. Let's take a look at the rooftop deck now. It's like one of the main amenities of this building. Holy cow. Okay, kind of warm right now. I promise this spot looks way nicer in summer, you guys. It's just, it's kind of cooked right now, I can't even lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, it's time to go check out the actual 10th Airbnb now.
So imagine you had no access to business funding or your credit card was cooked. Like, would you still go for Airbnbs?
Yeah, 100%. Even if my credit wasn't the best, what I would do is 2 things. I would try to fix it, right? Whether it's through payments or whatnot. Or number 2, I would just save up money. Hopefully you're working some sort of job where you're making a little bit of money, right? I would just stack that up every single month until I'd save probably like 7,000, right? Until you have around 7K, because that's usually more than enough for a 1 bed to furnish it, for a security deposit, and for first months of rent. Usually going to be pretty good. On your first Airbnb, I wouldn't even recommend going super bougie. I would just recommend, having like good, decent furniture that's not too expensive. But yeah, as long as you do those 2 things, even though you have a bad credit card or a bad credit score, business funding is going to be a little tougher, sure, but you can always just do it with personal cash or just try to rebuild your credit. It's not a big deal.
Right, and I've been asking you about some crazy stories with your properties, and you said you had like literally none.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you say it's almost risk-free, like getting into a property?
I would say it's almost risk-free as long as you know what you're doing. When I first started my Airbnb, this was in like 2022, it was like November that I just launched my unit. Literally less than 3 years ago still, but I only had a bad experience then. And it's because I didn't know how to filter out good guests versus bad guests, right? So obviously when I just started off, I was accepting anyone. And those first people that came in, or like one of those first people that came in, they smoked, they made the entire place, like they trashed it essentially, right? I mean, they were cooked guests, absolutely cooked guests, smoked weed, trashed the place, took like probably 7 hours of cleaning. Usually it takes like 2 or 3 hours, right? And I was cleaning it at that time because I didn't have cleaners when I just started off. So I hated those guests. And then I learned, okay, there's a method or there's a way to accept good guests or to have good guests and to have bad guests. Basically, as long as you know what you're doing, you're going to be fine. Yeah.
Wait, so how do you filter guests if that's not a secret?
Yeah, so Airbnb has, it's not a secret, don't worry. Airbnb has an option of where you can only accept people that have a good track record. It's kind of like Airbnb's review system, but for guests, right? If a guest stays at a spot, the host will give them a review and be like, hey, this is a good guest. And if they don't have a good review, they only have like a 2-star rating from a different host, then Airbnb will tell me that, and Airbnb won't even allow them to book without double checking with me first, right? So that's how I basically can filter out like, oh, okay, this is going to be a good guest, or hey, they're probably going to trash my house or my area and I'm not going to let them in.
Oh, so basically you're giving up a few more bookings, right? But you're putting in a preference for better guests or guests who have good reviews.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't even say it's really like minimizing your bookings, because as long as your pricing is right, as long as your listing is optimized, you'll usually always get pretty booked up. Like maybe you're losing out on like one booking every 2 or 3 months, right? But again, that's very like, it doesn't even matter at that point because you have amazing guests, you're not running into problems. It's worth not having that headache, you know? So yeah, it's basically the method or the strat.
A lot of people, they're worried that they might not get booked, especially like as soon as they furnish, and
Yeah.
they're in the negative at first. They want to get their money back, and now that you're filtering guests, it might even lower the booking rates.
Mm-hmm.
So this property that we're gonna tour is next to a college.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of guarantees bookings, but for other people, how can they be so sure that they're gonna get booked up?
Yeah, good question. So most people that live in a city, right, they have a pretty decent sized population. The city that I'm in literally has a population of less than 200,000 people. All right. So keep in mind, my city doesn't have a lot of population, right? But it's still Prince. The biggest thing is really like in any city, in any town, there's usually something that makes it special, right? Whether it's a town that's full of hospitals, right? Whether it's just like a big high school or something, whether, there's just a lot of workplaces, there's a big corporation around you or something. People are always traveling way more probably than you even think. Like you might in your mind think, oh, this town that's 50,000 people probably gets no bookings on Airbnb. But I promise, if you go on Airbnb, you actually do your research well, you actually do it properly, you'll probably be surprised, because even in a town of 50,000 people, if even 5,000 people are traveling in and out of that city per year, that's still 5,000 people that you can literally get bookings from, right? So people always have this mindset of, oh, I don't think this is going to be well. When it's like, dude, you don't even know what you're looking for. How do you know if it's going to do well or not, right? Mm-hmm. So you always got to be looking for what brings or drives traffic to your area, your city, your neighborhood, and kind of just capitalize on that.
So maybe the fact that like your location might have a hotel, it's already a green sign, right?
Oh, 100%. Like if a hotel can get business and a hotel does not have amazing amenities, they probably might not have, they obviously don't have a kitchen. They obviously don't have a backyard. They don't have their own, square footage wise, it's way smaller. You can always provide amenities that make your property way more special too. A ping pong table, a pool table, a hot tub. Like the list is literally endless as to why you can do better than a hotel. And if a hotel is in the area or some sort of motel, something where people obviously travel to stay at, if that can do well, then there's no reason why you can't do well. Hey Benjamin, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, can't complain. How's your day been?
Well, not too bad. Got a little more work to do, but...
I hear you. Hey, well, I wanted to apologize for all the delays for this tour, man. Weather was bad. I was feeling a little under the weather as well, but glad we could finally make it happen.
Yeah, no worries at all. Glad you could get out there.
Of course. So it was lot 24, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Alrighty, I think we're right by the door. I do see a lockbox.
Yeah, the code to that is going to be 3.
Alright, I got it, and... Alrighty, we are in. Okay. So this one had, was it three baths?
Yeah, so it's 2.5.
2.5, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is this I'm seeing stairs, I'm guessing it's a multi-level?
Yep, multi-level,
okay.
Ground floor, and then there's a lower floor and an upstairs as well.
Okay, perfect. Anything I should know about while just walking around?
Not a ton. Furnishings we can pull out. We're talking to a couple students, so that's why those are in there.
Okay.
But again, happy to pull those if you want to furnish. There's also, I think, upstairs, potentially a little damage on some door frames that we're planning on fixing before the next tenant goes in. So that'll happen real quick.
Okay.
And then I think maybe some loose carpet as well that we got on the inspection on exit.
Gotcha.
That we're gonna fix as well.
Okay.
But other than that, not a ton. The kitchen is brand new. All the cabinets, countertops, and a lot of the appliances in there. So big upgrades, and then fresh paint everywhere since the last tenant, floors, walls and ceilings.
Okay.
So all that stuff should be fully updated for you.
Awesome. So I'm looking at the back door to the backyard. Is there? I mean, just because of snow, I can't really tell much. Is there backyard access, or is that pretty much closed off?
You can access the backyard. Access from the house, or
Correct. Yeah, from the house.
yeah, you can get out there, for sure.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty, I'm just moving over to the basement right now. Just gonna check it out real quick.
Yeah.
Awesome. Quick question as well. Just because, I mean, as you're aware, right, we usually have like short-term rental guests, sometimes longer term, but for those shorter stays, oftentimes my cleaners, they, with just a bigger property like this, with it being 5 beds, and I'm only saying this just because we kind of picked up a 4-bed. They
washer dryer.
yeah, exactly. There's that, and then there's also I was kind of wondering if adding an additional washer or really adding an additional dryer would be a possibility, or if that'd be completely out the question.
Yeah, we definitely consider. Have you guys found any in my other property, kind of on the east side of campus? It's also similar number of bedrooms, similar size, and uses short-term rental. Are there any size capacities where one machine would work? Because we have considered just upgrading the ones that are in there.
I'd actually, yeah. If I could definitely get back to you on that. On the other property that I have, we just added a second dryer. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely touch base on that and let you know what size would, ideally work. I can definitely do that.
Okay, great. Because yeah, we were thinking about upgrading those when we were looking at short-term rentals as well. So
Okay.
I think that'd be fine. And I mean, again, happy to consider the second washer dryer if possible. Would prefer to just keep it to one, but
100%.
yeah, happy to add another machine.
Okay, no, I understand that. I will definitely touch base with you on that. So, central heating and cooling on the entire property, I'm assuming?
That's right.
Okay, awesome. Alrighty, I'm just on the upper level now, kind of just taking a look at everything.
Yeah, great.
And just out of curiosity, is there an increase on whether it comes furnished or unfurnished?
No, we can leave it at the flat rate for now.
Okay.
If there's anything you prefer to leave in.
Okay, sounds good. And would I be responsible for taking the furniture out, or is that something you and your team would take care of?
We can talk about it, but prefer obviously if you had a team to take care of it, but we can take it out as well if that's easier for you.
Alrighty, sounds good. Well, I mean, I've pretty much toured the entire spot.
Okay.
Would you mind if, just because I've had this happen to me time and time again, where I'll tour a property, come move-in date, the appliances, for whatever reason, they're a little, how do I say it? They haven't been touched in a long time, and then after the first use or two, they tend to kind of just break down, or there's a leak in the dishwasher, the dryer's having, functional issues. Would you mind if I just tested, I guess, the dishwasher real quick, or not even the dishwasher, just some of the appliances, just to have a peace of mind on my end?
Sure, yeah. I mean, those should work. Most of the appliances in the kitchen should be brand new.
Okay.
Washer, dryer, again, we're open to replacing. We were thinking about that anyway, but they should still be working fine.
Okay.
But yeah, we also have extended warranty from when we purchased it still. So if there's anything wrong, we can get that taken care of.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good, Benjamin. So yeah, I mean, I'll just do that real quick. It'll probably just be a 5-minute test. I just don't really want to run into like any leaks or whatever come move-in date. Other than that, would you mind if I kind of just film the entire property as well, just for my end, so that I have something that I can look at visually later?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. I mean, other than that, Benjamin, I think I'm good to go. I'll reach back to you. I kind of just want to talk over my team, kind of show them the video, show them what the property looks like. And then I think we'll go from there. I'll definitely reach out probably later today or tomorrow, kind of with, whether we're going to pick up the property or not. But so far on my end, it looks good. That's kind of where I'm standing at right now, though.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that'd be great. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Again, I have a very similar setup on the other side of town, so I definitely know it can be good. One thing that I would probably like is if you guys work with any owners right now that would be potentially willing to chat with us. I like to have a call and see what it's like to work with you guys as well. I'm, again, not expecting anything bad. I've looked at your Airbnb profile and some things, so everything looks good there. But is that something you'd be willing to do as well?
Yeah, of course. I pretty much work with 2 homeowners. One of them, obviously, the management team of that big apartment building. And then I have one that's based on send you over his number. I know for a fact he wouldn't mind at all.
Okay, great.
And yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. No problem.
Perfect. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Thanks, Benjamin. I will go ahead, just go ahead and film the property, and then we'll probably head out.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just let me know when you're out and the keys back in the lock, just for my peace of mind, because I'm out of town. But
Oh, no, of
that'd be
course.
great.
Awesome. Will do. Thank you, Benjamin.
Thanks so much.
All right. Bye. And that right there is an easy deal. So let me just run you guys through what I'm thinking, all right? There's a couple things in the house and the property that I obviously don't like. As you guys can tell, the washer and dryer, they were definitely on the smaller side, right? And let's just say a family of 10 came here, right? 2 people in each bedroom. It's usually pretty typical, especially for a 5-bed townhome. That's 5 rounds of laundry, or like 3 or 2 rounds of laundry that my cleaners are gonna have to do. So he already gave the option of like, hey, we can just get a bigger washer and dryer. So that's already like problem solved, basically. The only case where I will pick up this property is, number one, if I can get free rent. So essentially, I'm gonna try to get a setup time, is how I always frame it. I'm like, hey, you understand the business model. Can I just get a couple of weeks to actually just set up the property? Essentially what I'm asking for is free rent without really saying free rent, right? If he agrees to that, I'm gonna ask for a minimum of at least 4 weeks. I'll shoot for 8, which is 2 months of free rent. So if that goes through, it's almost a done deal. I'll definitely pick it up. The first thing I want to test though is the heat. I don't know if you guys can, obviously you guys can't tell, but it's low-key cold in this property, bro. Holy. So we're gonna go to heat. I'm just gonna set it to 73 real quick, and then we'll see if it actually does heat. And obviously I'll turn it off before I leave. And you guys saw the trim, right? The trim was crazy. The trim is all broken up. To be fair though, he did say he would fix that up. So that's a good sign. Other than that, the property's decent. I don't like the popcorn ceilings. Obviously, popcorn ceilings make it look a little cheap, but hey, it's an Airbnb. This is my property, so who cares? Other than that though, guys, this was a tour. As you guys can tell, he, I showed him my other Airbnbs, told him what I do. He knows everything in and out. It's kind of just up on me, and I told you guys, as long as I get free rent, as long as those things are fixed up, I think we'll be good to go, baby. But anyways, guys, that was it for the tour today.
So you did mention that you wanted to test out the appliances. So
of course,
you're
always.
testing out the heater right now. You wanted to test out the washing machine and
I'm
whatnot.
definitely about to do all of that. I'm just gonna turn on the lights real quick. Okay. Yeah. So again, I've just had so many issues where I'll turn on the dishwasher for the first time and it just starts leaking, right? And obviously that's something that the homeowner has to fix. That's not my problem, right? Because usually normal wear and tear is something that a homeowner is responsible for. So we're just gonna test it out right now, quick, and let's go ahead and start this. Yeah, so it's gonna start. We'll come back to in like 5 minutes. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna be leaking. I mean, as you guys can see, there's like literally new stuff in here right now. But again, I always wanna be careful. And you guys can tell, he was a little confused too. He's like, yeah, sure. And I know it might sound weird, right? You might look goofy, but I promise you, the last thing that you wanna do is have a property, right? You pick it up, first time you use an appliance, it just breaks down. I promise you that's the worst headache to deal with, and I'd much rather the homeowner deal with it before I'm already moved in, right? So I'm gonna test the washer and dryer in a second too. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then just looking at all this open space, what is the first thing in your mind you're thinking to add to this room?
Yeah, no, great question. Number one is probably an accent wall over there. If you guys look at any of my properties, I always add accent walls just because they add so much character to the property. I'm actually gonna show you an example of one that I have right now. So if you guys, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this real quick. If you guys look at this property of mine, right? I just picked it up. You guys can see that blue, that is not painted. That's not someone who did some handmade art, right? That's literally peel and stick wallpaper. That's literally all it is. And just that alone, keep in mind Airbnb, like when someone goes on Airbnb, they're just scrolling through, right? If they see a property with a blue wall versus just a normal white wall, they're probably going to click on the blue wall, right? So that right off the get-go is kind of what I was thinking. I would definitely add probably like an L-shaped sofa that goes all around here. That's a decent spot for a dining room, so I'd probably keep the dining room there. In the basement, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go to the basement real quick. So what I was thinking would go crazy, you're kind of dummy, in the basement. Probably like a game area right here, ping pong table, 8-ball, maybe foosball, right? Just because there's a bunch of open space literally all right here. And things like that, things like a game room, an arcade room, they just add so much value to your property. Because majority of the time, no one has like cool stuff in their Airbnb, right? So if you're that one person who adds a bunch of stuff, a bunch of cool, you know, amenities, additions to the property, it usually just gives you a step up, an advantage, right? So you definitely want to be adding stuff like that. I'm kind of 50-50 on the furniture. I don't really like the bed stands. They're like the most basic ones. So that's why I asked him, and I know they always try to kind of like, you know, get a bunch of money where they can, which is why I also asked him if he would be willing to take it out himself. But overall, I mean, the property's decent. You know, this isn't like the most, I mean, you guys can see like there's wear and tear like right there, you know. Is it a deal breaker? No, but it is grounds for me to like negotiate rent, which by the way, that's another factor. He's asking $3,000 a month on this property. Now, it's not a bad price. It's actually very fair, but I'm definitely going to negotiate, try to bring it down to around $2,500 as long as I can get around that range, right? He might do 28, might do 26. As long as I can get to around that range, I think we should be good, and that'll pretty much just solidify the deal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what I'm thinking with the property.
And overall, adding all the accent wall, the couch, how much would you estimate the investment would be for this 5-bedroom property? Yeah, so I'll be honest, right? If it was back in the day and this is my first property, I'd probably go on Facebook Marketplace. I'd probably try to budget as much as I could. Since I'm not in that spot, right, I can kind of just tend to spend a little bit more on furniture. This is going to be a little pricey, probably 8 to 10K, just because there's all the furniture. I'm going to add a lot of accent walls. I'm probably going to go all out on furniture just because this is my biggest property. The second biggest one that I have compared to this is the 4-bedroom, and we spent around 8 to 9K on that too. So yeah, probably around 10K would be a good range. Again, it's not going to be out of pocket, so I'm a little less stressed. It'll probably be on a business credit card. But yeah, I think 10K. Usually this property will probably make around 6 to 7K per month on the lower end, right? So after, you know, if that's $2,500 in rent, it'll probably break even after 3, max like 4 months. But realistically, you should break even after 3 months, and then from then on we're good. Yeah.
How much do you think a property like this can bring in revenue per year?
It'll probably bring in around 70 to 80K, I would say. Lower end, probably 60. Even at 60K though, I'm profiting around 3K per month. But I think a big property like this, with everything that I am personally going to add onto the property, again, this is gonna be cheap furniture, it's gonna be like, pretty much high end, a lot of accent walls, a lot of amenities that normal properties wouldn't have. I think around 70 to 80K is gonna be a pretty reasonable estimate. Yeah. I'm excited for this property though. I'm gonna reach out to him tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, right? Just let the deal simmer a little, let it sit a little. And then I'm gonna reach out to him. Keep in mind, when I tell you guys, if he doesn't agree to my terms, I'm not picking it up. I really do mean it, right? If this was back in the day and I only had 1 or 2 properties, I probably would have picked it up with like no arguments. Since I have 9, I'm also in a spot where I could care less about this deal, truly. I'm really just doing this because I'm bored and I might as well pick up another property. And a very smart friend of mine once said, the person who cares the most about the deal will usually end up losing, right? So if I'm in a spot where I genuinely don't care, but I know for a fact, this property has been on Zillow for 90 days, all right? I know for a fact he's desperate probably to get it rented out. And I've also looked on Zillow. He originally listed it for $3,200 a month. Then he lowered it to $3,100. Now it's at $2,900 or $2,990, something like that, right? Basically $3K. He's already lowered rent 2 times in the span of like 3 months, right? So I know he's desperate. It's kind of what I'm thinking the entire time too. I'm like, I know this guy's desperate. I know I'm not. I can probably negotiate quite a bit and get him to actually agree to my terms. That's kind of where I'm sitting at. So I kind of like this deal a lot because I know he's desperate, right? It might sound a little unethical, right? But in business, like a desperate person is usually going to lose, or they might not get exactly what they want. But for me, that's amazing news, right? So that's why I like this deal quite a bit, actually. But yeah, you guys, let's also check out the amenities, or the appliances. Thankfully, it didn't blow up. Yeah, that didn't blow up either. And lastly, the dishwasher's been running for a minute, but yeah, you guys, no issues at all. You can see it's all freaking running on the inside, but I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it. And yeah, you guys, property looks pretty decent to me. Let's see. Imagine this just blew up right now. Okay, so the garbage disposal thankfully works. Yeah, boys, everything looks good. Everything is checking out on the property. There's obviously like tiny tweaks, minor, things in it that I don't like, but I think we'll probably end up picking it up as long as everything works out, boys. Yo, I can't lie, this is low-key. Yo, it's not going down. Okay, there we go, it went down. No, it's not going down, it's actually still there. I don't even like touching that, bro. It's actually nasty. I'll give it like 2 minutes and then I'll do it again. Boys, I can't lie, we're looking a little more carefully at everything. Parts of it are like kind of dirty and that kind of throws me off. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker. Where's the light, yo? But it's definitely parts of it are a little janky. Let's see, what's in this, I wonder. Oh, that's a furnace.
Right.
Fire.
So you're gonna throw a bunch of this stuff away, right?
Not gonna lie, I don't see a single thing that I like.
Even this bed frame is not worth it?
Nah, probably not. Because if I end up putting a bunk bed in here, which I probably will do, it just wouldn't make sense. I don't like dark themed furniture. This just doesn't look good, right? Absolutely useless. Don't like it. What I am thinking though, is since he's kind of open to me keeping the furniture, if he doesn't want it, and he's like, yeah, at the end of the term, you don't need to return it either, I could really just put all of it on Facebook Marketplace. Again, that's if... Yeah, exactly. Again, that's if I even want to, but it might just be easier to just put it all Yeah, I mean, this isn't terrible. It might just be easier to put it, or to have him do it all. We'll see though. Yeah, like all this gotta go. Definitely gotta go.
So you reached out to the guy on Zillow, right?
Yeah. I reached out to him on Zillow. Literally asked him if he'd be open to a corporate lease, right? That's usually how I ask them. And then he was like, yeah, what exactly is a corporate lease though? And he actually, funny enough, I think he had other people reach out to him. He was like, yeah, does that mean like Airbnbs or short-term rentals, or does it mean you're with a company like a hospital or something, right? And I was like, dang, okay, this guy actually knows what he's talking about, right? So I basically gave him a brief overview of what I do, and he was like, okay, yeah, I actually have a, oh yeah, thanks. And yeah, the guy basically responded and was like, okay, cool, I actually have a similar arrangement with a different tenant who kind of does that too. So as long as everything checks out, I think we could do that. So that's pretty much how I came across this deal. But yeah, everything is decent in here. So only time will tell, boys. Only time will tell if we pick it up or not.
You say he's pretty desperate, right? It's been sitting on Zillow for 3 months.
Exactly, for 90 days, yeah. So that's why I have a good feeling about it. You know, it's like, okay, if he had this listed up within a day, he'd maybe be a little less desperate, a little open to hearing me out. But since, since it's just been on there forever, he's probably going to be open to at least maybe giving me a bit of a discount, you know, maybe agreeing to my terms. So we'll see how it goes.
You said bigger properties, they print more, right, on B&Bs?
Mm-hmm. I would say depending on your area. But in general, yes.
Yeah, because I was kind of hesitant of thinking like, dang, it's a 5-bedroom.
Yeah.
Would you even find, it's a very specific type of group of people, right. Who would go for a 5-bedroom Airbnb?
No, it's true. The thing is, like, most people think, oh, okay, it's a 5-bedroom. That means every single time I'm going to have people that stay for every single bedroom, right? 5-bedroom, 2 people per bedroom, that's around 10 guests, right? People always think they're like, oh, okay, so I'm only will be targeting people that are basically 10 guests or more, right? Or maybe 8 guests. That's not true at all, actually. I literally have my 4-bedroom that got booked just by 2 people for like 14 days. Now, I don't know why they didn't just choose an apartment or a smaller house, right? Maybe they just like the bigger space. Maybe they just like the aesthetic. Who knows, right? But all I'm saying is I know for a fact that, like, it's not always that like bigger groups will book. Usually it might even be like 1 person or like 5 people instead of 10 people, right? But basically the reason that bigger properties are so good is because you can host literally anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 people, right? So you're just like, essentially what you're doing is like you're opening your house or your Airbnb to more people, the more possibility of like getting booked, basically, right? And again, it's very dependent on your area, right? Maybe if I was in like New York, maybe a big house would not do as well. Maybe a smaller apartment would be the only thing printing, right? Again, it's just very neighborhood, very area dependent. You just got to make sure that you know what you're looking for. Yeah.
And would you think of getting into like luxury type Airbnbs, like penthouses?
Yeah, I definitely
villas.
would.
Yeah.
I definitely would, but at that point I would want to own them because rent on luxury properties is already insane, right? And like, sure, you might make money, but it's like, do I want to have the risk of having to pay what's a luxury penthouse? Probably like
10K.
10K,
Yeah.
you know, do I really want that like hanging over my head every single day when I don't even own the property? Probably not, right? So like usually if it's an arbitrage property, I probably wouldn't take anything more than like 4,000, maybe 3.5K. Because even if everything goes wrong and it doesn't get booked out for a whole month because of whatever, right? Like maybe something broke. At least I know that like, okay, I can cover 3K, 4K relatively easily versus like, holy cow, now I need to pay 10K. That just hurts, you know? That's like an insane amount. I think even if I were making 300K, just having to spend 10K for no reason would definitely hurt a lot more. So that's kind of why I would never go for a luxury property unless I own it. So I usually just stick to like medium class, like B class or A class properties. Nothing luxury just yet. Yeah.
Pretty
much
Yeah,
it.
interesting. So keeping it boring is the safer way to go, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Airbnb arbitrage itself is a pretty boring business. I can't lie. Like, I don't think it's very flashy. It's not like one of those, marketing agencies. It's not like Shopify, but it works and it's boring and people will always travel, right? And that's what I essentially looked for when I was starting a business. I was like, what's something boring that'll basically never run out of style, right? And I came upon Airbnb arbitrage. I was like, well, I know people always travel. I know there's always going to be properties available for rent. So kind of just use my my freaking brain. That's not even that high IQ, but I was like, oh yeah, okay, this literally makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't I do this, right? And then I just stuck with it, and here we are.
Nice.
Yeah.